In Her Prime was number one.
In Her Prime?
In Her Prime.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that was out there.
It is out there.
It's her favorite one.
What?
It's her favorite one. Yeah.
Damn, I remember that song.
I love it so much.
That's insane. That was like before. That was before any song that I considered like ready for the world.
I was yelling it in the crowd. I was like, "In Her Prime."
Oh shit! I wish I heard that. I would have sang the part of it. I live this life under 17 or something.
That would have been fantastic. You guys should record it.
It kind of morphed into Last Night a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, the song.
So what's next for the Voidz? But I mean, for the Voidz, are you planning to, stick with them and do more albums?
I mean, hopefully, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of stuff that we didn't finish that we were working on. It was like just too much. It was insane. We kind of had to.
So there's enough for a second.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but maybe not theoretically. Maybe if we worked on it, only like 3 songs or 4 songs. I don't know. But if we had to put together 4 albums, we could. It probably wouldn't be amazing, but.
You're not gonna be like Ryan Adams and put out 3 albums in a year.
It just takes so long to get through it all because we do these cool. I mean, that's basically how we decorate. I mean, the way we did the record's a little crazy. It's just like way where we just basically recorded so much, just like when we'd work on a song and jam on it, and we'd like mark stuff that was cool, and then so we'd have all these moments like, oh man, the Voidz, the dudes, the bros, they do such cool stuff all the time. It's actually, they have a jamming problem. I'm always like, guys, stop jamming. Because I have like recording. I'm always like, because they're just doing this cool shit. And it's like, I have hours and hours. Anyway, so we'll take a fill from one take, a little bass run from another one. Every time there's a super magical moment. So, anyway, so that's how we did the record. But there's 4 or 5 songs we didn't get to that I thought were maybe some of my favorites. And since then, when we were done recording, we were so in sync. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff there, but it's just time. If I hang out with the Strokes and hopefully do some stuff there. Hopefully finish the Daft Punk song that didn't come out.
We were gonna ask about that.
A lot of things, work on. Sean wants to talk about his record. Armor Superstar and.
5 by 17 was really awesome. So
it was phenomenal.
Yeah. Looking forward to follow up.
Mm.
Yeah, no.
People are calling this the follow-up to Phrases for the Young. Why this time are you billed as a band like Julian Casablancas and the Voidz, but it's still considered like solo?
Yeah, why not just
Did you miss the collaboration this time around and just wanted to?
I've always wanted, collaborate. It's not the same. I never said that. I don't know. Maybe people say that, but we've always said it's like a new band. I think. I mean, some of the songs kind of started. I guess a lot of it starts with songs. Or at least on this record that I had, but it's how I've always wanted to collaborate that way. That's been the goal with the Strokes, with everything. I mean, the first 2 records, yes, I was doing most stuff and writing all the parts and stuff, but I feel like it's not about control. It's not about what I want. It's just to make stuff great and be a part of something and collaborate.
Yeah,
that's what I sought, and I think that I guess we had some disagreements on. Things. We solved all those issues, I think, whatever, but this is basically my ideal situation, and working with people that are on a similar wavelength and just amazing, another level of quality, so I can focus on melodies and chords and rhythm guitar parts and lyrics, and still like to, collaborate and write solos. But, I mean, most of the parts are I'm not worried because all the other stuff is cool, and I'll always write, like, little things sometimes, but like, I basically stopped writing drum beats when I met Alex, because there's no point. The things he comes up with are so amazing.
Yeah.
As you can hear, like, so much of the music is, like, beat-driven. And,
it is.
And just Jeff, who started with the chords, it's the way he's a composer, too, and he does something that I always, when I'm writing parts, what I'm always thinking about is how to, like, kind of service the melody. Just make it better, basically, and there's many ways to get in the way with harmonies and kind of try to write something that maybe alone sounds.
Yeah.
But I think that's something that he always keeps in mind. Is always playing stuff that actually makes the melody better.
Is there anybody else in the music scene these days that you want to collaborate with?
No, I mean, not really.
Is there any music you're listening to these days that you think they bring a new sound to the
Yeah,
table?
they're fresh, funky fresh.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I mean, these are the ideal people that I want to collaborate with. I'll do other things just for fun and to explore and do different sounds. But I mean, the idea with The Voidz, I think what we kind of take pride in too, maybe we do more behind closed doors, but is we kind of take pride in trying to almost be able to do any kind of style. And so I think we'd like to be eclectic. I don't think we want to just sound like a Voidzy or anything. We just want to maybe just have songs that sound like, whoa, like not the same band, but I don't want to say like Ween, but I don't know if you know that band, but collaborate with different producers maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, like with Danger Mouse and Sparkle Horse and that little girl. That was a while ago, but yeah.
This is X1071, Atlanta's new alternative. I am Debra, and with me, Julian Casablancas. And you can catch Julian Casablancas on The Voidz Wednesday, October 22nd at the Masquerade up in Heaven. Hey.
Hi.
Thanks for taking time out of your schedule and giving us a call. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Now, your new album, Tyranny, is just out now. Is this kind of a different sound from Phrases for the Young? I feel like this is way more punk. Is this kind of like getting out some aggression, pulling some different influences?
Yeah, I definitely. No, I'm not trying to be different or anything. It's just same process, creative process. Whatever comes in your mind. I think I definitely was a little cognizant of wanting to do with other musicians and not shying away from. I guess with Phrases, it was the first time I was stepping up, alone, and maybe I was trying to be more careful. Maybe trying to do what I thought people would want to hear more, but I realized I'd rather just fail kind of being what I am than trying to do something.
Sure, try to please yourself rather than just anyone else out there.
Well, it's not that really. It's like a rule that I had for myself that I forgot, is that if I'm honest with myself and I think it's the best it can be, I think people will actually prefer it more than if I'm trying to just guess what other people will like.
Well, I appreciate that. That is cool. And I love this record. I mean, like, it is different from Phrases, but I think that shows a lot of depth and growth as an artist and a musician, that you have the ability to do so many different things.
Depth and growth, yes. That sounded weird. I don't know why.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I read in an article that you're kind of calling this kind of a protest record. I mean, are you trying to protest like a specific thing?
For me, there's a lot of parallels in quality in art with truth in politics.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they're often hidden by, I guess, mainstream powers, or I guess the general thing you could, if you want to simplify it, it's more about morality than politics, and it's more about humanity at the expense of profits. I think is pretty much the standard world way at the moment.
Yeah.
More than, freedom, democracy, whatever kind of BS illusion slogan that every country has, even the worst dictatorships.
Sure.
I mean, all the money spent on elections alone. I mean, there's so many things you can go down the list politically. I mean, there's not really Democrat or Republican.
Right.
It's more like a democratic and corporate wing of the corporate party, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, our system now, it's not really. If people want something, it doesn't really happen. I mean, that's democracy. It's more just, you can literally buy laws. I mean, these are not like,
Sure.
Everyone knows this. But really, the aim of the record is to be universal and not necessarily just specific to
right.
this moment,
So this is released on your own label, Cult. Did you start a label maybe for your own creative freedom? Was it just kind of something you've always wanted to do?
Yeah, I guess. If you work on a record, you work on the music, the visuals, the packaging, whatever, and at the last second, sometimes you hand it off to a company that maybe doesn't have any of what you stand for in mind, and just kind of, or it gets marketed wrong, or they're just trying to, sell as many records as possible, and kind of doing it in a way where it sometimes can actually ruin the vibe a little bit.
Sure.
But, I mean, if there was an ideal company that really got what I was doing, maybe I wouldn't do it on my own label, but I haven't quite found it, so yeah, I'm doing it myself.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I think people appreciate kind of independent labels more than anything else anyway.
It's hard. I mean, right now it's like a, art funding project, but hopefully we'll make some money.
Absolutely. Well, I love the fact that Tyranny is available on cassette. You know, a lot of artists will put stuff out on vinyl, but you rarely see cassette. And I thought I was the only person that was sitting around with like a dual cassette deck. But obviously there's a demand for it, so I might go ahead and order the cassette version right now.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of different like scenes, and some people are digging cassettes. But yeah, I mean, digital is the easiest probably, you know. So.
Sure.
Physical, you can kind of mess around a little bit.
What other bands on the Cult label will Julian Casablancas fans also be into? I know you have Karen O and you just put out Crush songs, but is there anyone else that fans would really dig?
I really love Cerebral Ballsy. They have a new record, Jaded and Faded. It's a pretty great record. You can check that out, maybe.
Definitely. So you've also had a chance to work with just like a bunch of different artists in the past and different sounds. You know, The Strokes was kind of different from Phrases. Phrases is different from Tyranny. You've done stuff with Daft Punk. Is this all kind of inside you? Do you listen to all these different music? Is it just like you wanting to play different genres? Because I kind of believe that good music is good music. It doesn't need to have so many labels on it. I just like all kinds of stuff. So it's nice to see that from another musician.
Yeah, totally. I love the more eclectic, the better. When I listen to music, it's a classical song and a hip hop song and a metal song and country song, Turkish underground.
Turkish underground, I'm not too familiar with. I might have to check that out.
Or not underground, but just kind of like African or Middle Eastern stuff from like the 70s and 80s. But just, I like to listen to music like that. So really, with the album too, we were trying to kind of do that, where each song had a totally different spirit.
You know, by the way, you were on the Daft Punk record, Random Access Memories. Did you get a Grammy? Because I know they won the Album of the Year. Did you get a Grammy for that too?
I did, yeah. Actually, when you announced me, could you say Grammy Award-winning artist?
I will.
No,
I definitely will. The Grammy Award-winning artist, Julian Casablancas, definitely.
Yeah, we should start doing that on everything. It validates you to people maybe who don't even like music or care about music. They'll be like, oh.
It's a nice little mantelpiece, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Grammys it's cool. I was psyched. I'll take it.
Well, again, your show's coming up Wednesday, October 22nd, playing In Heaven at the Masquerade, one of our favorite venues to check out here in Atlanta. And Mr. Twin Sister and Sleepy's are opening up. Do you have any say on the opening acts? Like, do you hear somebody and be like, oh, that band is cool, I want them to open up for us?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, both those bands I'm a fan of. Twin Sister, now Mr. Twin Sister.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, and Sleepy's too. I saw them in like some tiny underground Chinatown bar. And yeah, they're cool too. Definitely. With this tour, actually it was a struggle to get the bands we wanted because, everyone you're working with are always kind of more bottom line oriented. And if you want like cool bands, it's like less money. So it's kind of like, it was a little bit of a struggle, but yeah, no, definitely. Those bands are cool, and people, if they're coming, should definitely check them out, I think.
Yeah, make sure you get there when doors open so you can catch Sleepy's and Mr. Twin Sister along with Julian Casablancas and the Voidz. X1071, Atlanta's new alternative. Debra talking to Julian Casablancas. Now, so someone who's never had a chance to see your show before, what can they kind of expect?
Mind-bending. No, sorry. I won't go off on a cocky rant.
No, that's cool. We could do cocky rants. I appreciate that.
I mean, I think, the band is so... The thing is, it's not just about, like, playing with, like, good players or anything. It's more about chemistry and taste and flavor and all that stuff. And everyone just is such a cool player. And I think we really worked hard on the record to just get all, like, the cool moments we did live. And we recorded the record live. I think people will be surprised. Hopefully we, execute it. But I think... it's like really all that stuff on the record is like played live, and we play it. I think people will hear, maybe understand some of the songs more, and they'll come to life when we actually
get a chance to hear them live. Yeah,
in front of their eyes, and it sounds just like
I know a lot of times when you see certain bands perform in your record, they might be all about the single, and then the band is live, and they don't quite live up to the expectation. They're so completely different. So this is kind of live recording, you're basically what you've heard is what you're going to get then. That's cool.
I've never been, Mr. Single guy. Just a record of equal children.
Now, you also composed a song or the soundtrack for the documentary The Unseen Beauty. Is there like any maybe future in doing more of that, or maybe even transitioning to film or being in a film?
I love watching movies.
And
the documentary, I just did one song, but yeah, no, there is a movie that I think I'm going to work on.
Really?
I've been wanting to do it for years. Yeah, I'd love to. Cause I've written a bunch of kind of. I mean, I guess I started when I was studying music. I wrote like a classical thing and got like a scholarship. That it was kind of like what I was. Again, my stepdad taught me all these. So I really wanted to like study the rules and all that. So I have a bunch of like, classically type things that I've always thought. And I love like big 80s scores, the big kind of classic, catchy things. So I've always wanted to be involved in a movie through the score, and even also like music direct, like just because I have so many cool, weird songs that nobody knows that I always thought would be cool in a movie. So
you're just kind of saving them for that right movie.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can add Oscar winning along to Grammy Award winning.
Oh, hold your horses there.
You never know. I mean, Trent Reznor came out of nowhere with his soundtrack, and he ended up winning the Oscar. So maybe you're next in line.
Well, I mean, just to be nominated is an honor. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I joke, but people, if you get nominated for an Oscar, I think you get all of the movies, but like all the big movies every year, you get them for free. So that's definitely one venue where getting nominated is really winning.
So now this is the second solo album for you, and of course, fans want to know: is there another shot for a Strokes record? Is that in the future, possibly?
Yeah, definitely. We finally kind of, I think, figured out all the issues and creative and other. So yeah, I mean, I have I'm pretty much doing stuff till January, but yeah, we definitely have plans to get together and do stuff for sure.
There you go, Strokes fans. There is new music in the future. I want to play a song off of Tyranny. Is there one that you like to pick? Maybe there's a little backstory to you want to share with us, or?
Maybe Dare I Care.
Dare I Care? All right.
Just because it sounds like something I wouldn't hear on the radio.
Okay. Well, we'll play it then. It's all about the music. We're big music nerds around here, so we're really excited to play anything new. We make us feel extra cool. Again, you can catch Julian Casablancas and the Voidz at the Masquerade Wednesday, October 22nd, up in heaven, along with Mr. Twin Sister and the Sleepies. Thanks so much, Julian.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Hello, Harrisonburg. You're listening to WXJM. I'm Alec Moss, and earlier this week I got the chance to speak with Julian Casablancas, the lead singer of The Strokes, about his new band, Julian Casablancas and the Voidz, and their new album titled Tyranny. Now, when I found out about this opportunity, I hit up the biggest Strokes fan I know, my friend Chandler. He was pretty in shock, but was down to help, so on Tuesday afternoon, we were eagerly awaiting Julian's call, and when he finally did call, we ran into a little bit of difficulty, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. Here is the interview.
Howdy.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. My name's Alec, and here with me is Chandler.
Hey, Julian.
So we just wanted to...
Chandler, what? Sorry? Oh, sorry. I'm on this crappy cell phone. I'm sorry, man.
No worries.
No worries.
I'll try. I'll press it into my ear hole.
Okay. Well, we just wanted to thank you for taking the time to speak with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, well, we'll go ahead and get right into the questions. So the first question I want to ask was, on your first solo album, Phrases for the Young, when you just went by Julian Casablancas, but now you're going on tour for Tyranny as Julian Casablancas and the Voidz. What does having the Voidz bring to your live performance?
Well, the Voidz it's a new band basically. The whole album was, and still, I guess, a lot of it's coming from me, but it's just more like a collaboration. It's kind of it's like a new band, I guess.
Cool. Were they kind of an entity or something that formed because of you?
I guess I realized after Phrases that I wanted to play music. I wanted the process of writing and arranging music. I like doing it with other people, and I like having a band and going on tour. And I don't know, something about it. It's a good outlet. It's how I like to. I think when you go see a band and then people are not weren't involved in the writing process, maybe it's kind of weird sometimes, people that you play, but when it's like people that, like, when you made the music together in a room and you finished it together, I feel like it's a different feeling and energy, and yeah, it kind of happened semi-accidentally, but it was just, I don't know, we had like an exciting energy or whatever, so I guess we just went with it.
Definitely. Cool. So I also noticed that there's a noticeable change in sound from the Phrases album and now Tyranny. How would you kind of describe that change in sound, and what do you think influenced you to make that change?
It's not really, I wasn't trying to be different or anything. It's just kind of, I guess, creative ideas come into your mind and you just execute them. I mean, it's really no different than I've ever done, I guess, but I guess with Phrases for the Young, I don't know. I was kind of starting over. I was doing it myself in a computer, which I'd never done before, and it was fun. It has its vibe, but I think I was also trying to be a little safer. I realized with the Voidz, with this project, whatever, this record, from the get-go, before I did Phrases, I really wanted to do something that was a little darker, more aggressive, a little more weirder. I mean, I wanted to sound catchy and simple, but I guess I just shied away from things that I thought were risky because I kind of forgot my own rules, and I was worried about maybe what people would think or something coming solo, so I tried to do what I thought other people would like, but I realized that if I just follow what I think is cool, I think people actually prefer that, and I'd rather just fail doing what I want to do than try to be something I'm not.
Absolutely. Cool. Chandler's going to ask you a few questions now.
All right. Hey, Julian. First question I have for you, hey man, is the first song you released from
Are you kidding me?
Dude.
So our call ended, and I think the chance that Chandler wasn't going to get a response from the one question he ever got to ask his hero left him pretty speechless, but luckily after a few minutes we got a call right back and the interview went on.
Sorry. I don't know what happened there, but I am talking on a 90s cell phone, but I don't know if it was me or what.
It's all good. All right.
So Chandler, I heard my first question is blank.
Yeah, the first released song from Tyranny, Human Sadness. What made you to decide to release the longest song on the album first and to release it as a single?
I don't know. We have been talking for a while about, I don't know, I guess I've been kind of thinking for a while about doing a long song. A lot of my favorite songs are kind of mega songs,
Yeah.
I just heard, I'm actually not a Led Zeppelin fan, to be honest. I like two of their songs. But anyway, I heard Stairway to Heaven on the radio, and I was thinking, oh, that's kind of the vibe of Human Sadness. Like, wanna be Stairway to Heaven. I don't know. Heroin, The End, November Rain. I almost said October Rain. Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know. There's a lot of Arcade Fire too. I remember their album that just came out. They had a song called "Here Comes the Nighttime" or "Here Comes the Nighttime."
Yep. Right.
And, I just thought that would be. I saw that SNL thing that came on after SNL. That was one of the coolest things I've seen on TV, and that song felt like "Come On Eileen" or something. Like those crazy long songs that somehow catch on. I know in this,
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know.
I know what you mean.
So I was just going for it, really. Might as well go for the gold. Also, people always just play your singles, like in hindsight. Like, if it's 5 years later, if someone's going to play a song, they just tend to just play the single. So I thought, might as well make it a cool song as opposed to what you think is the most commercially accessible or whatever.
Definitely. I was really surprised and moved by that song. But next question. We saw that the book Origin of Inspiration.
You're welcome.
We saw that the book Origin of Inspiration helped you become who you are today. Can you give us more detail on that, and if it helped you with the creative process creating Tyranny at all?
Yeah, the book, like I kind of write in the foreword, it's my stepdad's art kind of teaching book. And it's what just reading it is pretty much what I heard almost every night from when I was around 14 on. Talking about art and talking about, basically I credit him for all of my, success or artistic skills and all that. Ever since I first started playing the guitar, he was always so encouraging, and yeah, he just, like I said, he was the first person I think in my life where, you're kind of at that age, 14, kind of, whatever it's called, teen angst, or I guess maybe it's you're subconsciously trying to find like a life path or something, whatever kicks in DNA-wise. I feel like everyone, all adults, I didn't kind of believe anything they were saying. I was kind of like, what is this weird system? And, I think he was the first person in my life that everything he said sounded like the truth, and that was very inspiring. And then, just talking about, working hard and loving the minutiae of even the detail exercise work of striving to be good. And if you have the enjoyment of almost the end success in that act or action, just, you have to have passion to approach art that way. Or, I don't know, I'm derailing, but my point is, it can be fun to work hard. And, I don't know. I guess so. He gave me all my motivation, or he gave me the map or the ground plan, blueprint. Sorry, he gave me kind of the blueprint, I guess, and it's in that book too, so people can read it.
Yeah, awesome. Do you have a personal favorite from the album, and why?
Oh man, love all my babies equally. I don't know that.
Do you have a favorite to perform live?
No, not really. They all have different. It's different. Performing it, you kind of sometimes you lose the magic. You rehearse them so much, and you're trying to play them well. And so the way I feel, to be honest, is, I try to put myself in the position of listening to it when you're delivering it, and working on it, and deciding what you play. But
right.
After that, it's really just more like the way I think of them is almost what song is like harder, what song is, do I need a breather before, or do I know all the words? I'm just trying to not fall down and sing the right words on stage, really.
Gotcha. All right, Alec's going to ask a couple more for you.
Yeah, so this Friday, the 17th, you have your show coming up at the 930 Club. When do you think the last time you played there was?
I would guess 4 or 5 years ago. I feel like I've played there many times, probably, let's say, 6 to 8 times, but that's a wild guess, maybe 5, I don't know. It feels like I've never left somehow.
That's
it
cool.
hasn't felt like that long. I think 4 or 5 years ago.
Cool, yeah. And then
and it was the same as it was 12 years ago, I guess, at least 5 or 6 years ago.
But yeah, so the following day, you're actually driving right by our station, WXJM, on your way to Charlottesville to play the Jefferson Theater. What do you like about playing theater venues compared to all the pavilions and stadiums and festivals and stuff like that you've played?
Yeah, I think my ideal venue is where there's GA and people can kind of, push to the front and hang out and do their thing. And then the back is maybe seated, so if you just, want to sit and watch from further away, you can, and kind of see the venue well still. So max capacity, maybe 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
But yet just where the worst seat in the house is still a good seat, but it's as big as possible, so it feels like an event. That's kind of, I guess, would be my ideal venue.
That's pretty much exactly what it is.
Thanks. That's exciting.
Hope you like it.
Why are you playing this place?
Nah, yeah, you'll fit.
My ego might not fit in, though. Through the door. Sorry.
No, yeah, Chandler will actually be at that show.
Yeah, I'm really stoked.
Cool, man.
Yeah, well,
we've been practicing. Ready for you.
Awesome. Yeah, we don't want to hold you for too long, but thank you for talking with us.
Yeah, man. My pleasure. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later.
All right,
Appreciate
man.
the time.
Thanks a lot.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, later, guys.
Heyo.
Julian, how you doing, man? This is Mark from The Edge in Dallas.
Hey, Mark. How's it going?
Not too bad. Not too bad. How's the tour been going so far? You've got the new record out called Tyranny with The Voidz. How has things been going, kind of traveling the country with the new band?
It's been fun. You know, it's like you said, it's a new band, so you know it just kind of takes a while until you're hitting on all cylinders. But I think things are finally kind of coming together. Last few shows, so I think it's been really fun for us.
Well, I really like the kind of the 80s vibes that a lot of the promo videos and some of the music videos have too. There's kind of that VHS tape type imagery. Where was your head at when you were kind of coming up with the ideas for this record and writing what would soon become the songs and kind of the whole idea behind all that?
Well, the VHS, I mean, that's all Jeremy Beardo, as he's also known.
Yes.
Jeremy Gritter. Yeah, he's always like filming stuff, and he had like a GoPro and VHS cameras, and so you know, me and Warren always like put together like promo videos, and he kind of supplied all the cool vibe and content, and so it's kind of like a three-way collaboration, I guess.
So this is really the second solo record that you've done outside of the Strokes. Are you kind of happier with the way this one turned out as opposed to Phrases, or do you kind of like them both equally as far as where you were in that point in time?
I mean, to be honest, I always, whatever I'm working on, the last thing is usually what I'm the most into, I guess. If I pull the trigger and release it, it's because I'm excited about it. So, yeah, I'm excited about this one. I feel like this is, to be honest, this is kind of the record I've been wanting to make since Room on Fire, to be honest, I think. Or maybe even as it did, it's like the culmination of a lot of different things I've wanted to kind of get through, and I feel like it's all kind of came together on this record for me.
I kind of feel like
with the
there's
help of the band, really, because it's just an honor to play with those dudes. They're just such special talent.
So I know you've kind of become friendly with everyone that is now currently in the Voidz, but they also have their own type of other stuff going on. What is everyone else in the Voidz up to outside of playing music with you?
I mean, Beardo has his own thing. Jake's a producer. Jeff is a composer. Alex is, I mean, he's a drummer, but he's really beyond a drummer. I mean, the way he wrote Human Sadness with me. I mean, the Mozart loops with the bass lines, that was him. I mean, they're all like creative people. Amir maybe was the most. I think he's done like maybe the most session work possibly, but I mean, he was buddies with Jake, who plays bass, and he basically, I mean, and he's like a virtuoso wizard, laser ears, and so he provides some like insane technical moments that we came up together. I mean, it was an organic band. I mean, it took like 4 or 5 years to form. Similar to the Strokes, to be honest, which is like you know, I'm older now, so it's just like I'm in a different space, I guess. But I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. So the record is out on your own record label, Cult Records, which there's been some. I've enjoyed a whole bunch of the records that have come out on like that Reputant record was awesome. And of course, Albert's solo stuff. What kind of possessed you to go and start a record label?
A couple of things. I guess one, if I really had if there was a record label that really understood the kind of things I wanted to do and were able to facilitate it, I wouldn't have started it, but I guess I couldn't find it. So I guess that was half of the reason. That wouldn't have been enough to do it, but also I feel like I know so many people in the music world who kind of come to me with either advice or things that they want to put out or new things that they have a ear to the ground to. And so it just seemed like a two birds with one stone kind of thing. So I could basically have a system to funnel all the cool kind of music that comes my way, and also I would be able to put out records the way I want to.
It's kind of cool too, because whether you realize it or not, you've had quite an influence on culture over the past decade or so, and kind of starting that record label and curating some of these newer bands and things that kind of have the same type of vibe that you have is is a pretty cool thing. So I was super excited at the fact that you came out and said that you were doing the record label now. And now it's 4 years old, 5 years old now?
Something like that, give or take. Phrases it was more like an imprint, more in name at that point,
Mm-hmm.
but that's probably started more like 2-3 years ago and really firing on all cylinders in the last year or so.
So enough about music. I hear you're really into soccer these days. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I enjoy playing soccer. I mean, soccer and baseball, those are pretty much, I think, the best sports. I don't know. Sports in general are weird and just weird power struggle symbol thing, but basically it's the only way I can exercise now as you get old. It's just I need to chase the ball around or else I won't run.
I completely understand. I'm getting there too. Do you also watch soccer? Do you keep up with any of the European leagues or anything, or is it literally just for fun exercise?
I don't really keep up too much. World Cups are fun, but no, I pretty much just like to play. I like to play.
I know you're also an avid reader. What book are you reading right now? Is there anything in particular?
Autobiography of Malcolm X.
Oh, really?
Right now.
Well, we're excited to have you guys in Dallas. First Dallas show, probably the first time you've been to Dallas in quite a while. You're playing this Chive Fest. I really have no idea what exactly it is, but it's at South Fork Ranch.
I guess chive is a weird thing in general, so the appropriate name. The festival seems pretty, I'll say, eclectic.
Yeah.
At least. I think there's the PlayStation stage is kind of more like country music, right? And then the Dumb and Dumber 2 stage, I believe what we're on, is I guess we got Manchester Orchestra playing before us.
Yeah.
But I didn't really. It was pretty, in terms of festival fluidity, it was pretty weird. Not gonna lie, but hey, we'll see.
It should
I guess
be.
they were just thinking, we were going to hire all these stagehands on one day, so we might as well just get as many shows going as possible.
Yeah, and it's at South Fork Ranch. Did you ever watch the TV show Dallas? Was that ever on your radar?
You know what? I do remember that vaguely. I did. I would sometimes. My mother was from Denmark, and all my family basically lived in Denmark, and once in a while I'd go over there and that was a very popular show there. The shows were kind of popular 5 years later there. Anyway, so I remember watching it in Denmark, for whatever that's worth.
Well, that's actually kind of awesome. And now you get to actually tour the entire thing. You can take a picture in front of J.R. Ewing's portrait inside the house, so make sure you don't leave before doing that.
Oh, okay. I'll do that.
All right, Julian. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk with me. The new record is out now. It's called Tyranny. It's fantastic. It's on CD, and it's all. Is it? Do you still have any more of the USB drive shaped as a lighter? That's the most genius thing I've ever heard of. Are those still for sale?
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was our producer's idea. We'll be selling them at the show and online.
Awesome.
They're available.
Awesome. I appreciate it,
Buy
Julian.
now. $19.99.
Give the website to him one more time.
What's that? Oh, I don't know. The Cult Record Store. Yeah.
Yeah, just go to the Google and do it.
I'm kidding. I'm not a very good salesperson.
It's okay.
Or speaker for that reason.
No, you're fantastic. Don't
play music.
Don't degrade yourself.